Hi everybody, I hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining me today. We are doing an unboxing today and we are going to take a look at this, the 1978 Corvette Indy 500 pace car by Revell in 1/24th scale. Here we go, look at this. By Revell in 1/24th scale, that probably means it may have been originally issued by Monogram back in the day. I'm not sure if anybody knows better about that, please comment below and let us know. So let's take a look at the box. First of all, we have on the front an illustration of the real 78 Corvette pace car. 1/24th scale, skill level 2, fine. Okay, on the side here, we've got a bit of info on the Indy 500 itself and the Corvette and what comes in the kit. Paint guide. Same illustration on there. We have a couple more images of what appears to be an image of the real car, I think, at the top, and then the built model at the bottom, followed by a photograph of the assembled engine bay and a photograph of the kit interior. Always happy to see photographs of assembled kits on the boxes. GM, official licensed product. Love to see that. And here, look at that, Indianapolis Motor Speedway official licensed product. This is official, ladies and gentlemen, there's no doubt about it. Right, what comes in that nice lift-off lid box? Let's take a look in here. Okay, first of all, we've got some vinyl tyres. What are they like? We've got vinyl tyres, quite a nice bulbous tyre, just right for the 78 Vet. Quite a nice looking tread pattern on there as well. I'm not seeing any immediate tyre sidewall details. Not unusual these days. Nice if it's there, but I guess we can live without it. Maybe there's some decals or something in there. Let's have a look. Okay, what else? We have a chrome tree, relatively modest chrome tree. Remember, this is a 78 Corvette, 1978 car, so by this time cars were displaying a lot less chrome than they had been doing 10 years earlier. So we've got, if I just get them in the right light, got a nice set of Corvette style wheels there. They look pretty good. What else is on the chrome tree? The air cleaner, which I don't think should actually be chrome. Valve covers, rearview mirror, probably the alternator there. The steering wheel, so that would respond well to just having the rim painted. You can leave those spokes chrome if you want to. What have we got there? I think brake master cylinder, probably a gear shifter. And what appeared to be some sort of side rocker panel covers there as well. I'm not sure if they go on the pace car version or not. We will find out. Glazing, I won't get this out. I like to keep the glazing in its protective bag for just to keep it in good shape. But what you can see we have in here are 4 clear round tail lights, which of course can be painted up to be the correct red colour for the tail lights. Windshield, big 1978 Corvette glass back, which actually has cast-in detail there, I think, representing the heater, the rear screen heater. And then I think these are actually the T-top panels or Targa panels, which I don't think would be clear. Perhaps they're smoked, maybe we can smoke those. We will see in a moment, I'm sure. Okay, one big bag now with the rest of the plastic in. What do we get? Let's take a look in here. Okay. Everything else is in here. So onto this first frame, one piece interior tub, which has that typical wide Corvette transmission tunnel there, molded in detail for the center console, little switches, and I think a shift pattern indicator there. The rear load bay area of the Vet. I think we've got the rear spoiler, tail spoiler, and front nose spoiler there. Wheel backs, fan and belt assembly, part of the rear axle there, or perhaps the entire rear axle, yeah. Bucket seats, radiator shroud, great. Onto this frame, and we have got the one-piece floor pan and chassis piece, molded in details there of cross members and the rear spare wheel housing, I assume that is. Instantly recognisable 78 Corvette rear end and front end as well there, which I think were a kind of deformable plasticky rubber material, Endura, something like that on the real car. That very deep Corvette dashboard, with instrument details moulded in, if you can just make those out. I think that's the front bulkhead or firewall, engine and transmission halves, front suspension, steering setup. Final frame is the hood. With the pins at the front there. This is a front hinged hood. Okay, of course, yeah, on the C3 era of Corvette, I think they were. Nice exhaust system parts there as well. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? Aerodynamic side door mirrors. The headers there, which don't look very sporty, do they? Okay. Inlet manifold, I think that's the carb and distributor moulded in place there. Heads, radiator, bucket seat backs. Another part of the exhaust system, is that a catalytic converter? Interesting. That would be one of the first ones I've put on a model car, if it actually is. Good. And then onto the body shell itself, which really couldn't be any other car, could it? That looks pretty nice to me. Yeah, I mean, in terms of the lines and proportions, that's a nice moulding. Not too many sharp edges on it. Certainly nothing that couldn't easily be dealt with. Great long nose. Not really seeing a lot of flash either. Maybe some, but hardly any. Not really seeing a lot of seam lines or ejector pin mouldings or anything. Okay, yeah, I think that is where those sort of fillet pieces go for the rocker panels there. And T-tops go on the top here with the visors visible. Okay, what else is in the box then? So we have, that's everything. And we've got quite a thick instruction manual and the decals. So let's start off with these decals. Great official pace car, May 28th, 1978. We've got the grey, silver and red pinstripes to go along the body sides, and these, which I assume are for the front and rear. That's probably for the hood, that sort of C-shaped one. In addition, we have the limited edition and Corvette badges there. Possibly a couple of engine bay decals there, if they are. I'm a big fan of that. The Corvette emblems. License plates saying Pace 78. Can't make out what that one says. 1978 Indianapolis pace car, that says. Okay, and then we've got an Indianapolis or an Indy vanity plate, I think there. Decals for the gauges, which we saw the moulded in details for in the dash. Corvette, I guess that probably goes on the tail. And then we've got these red lines here, which I expect are designed to go onto the tyres, or in fact possibly even go around the very edges of the wheel rims. Looking pretty nice though. Okay, so let's take a look at the instructions at this point. So this is a fairly standard kind of book design with some info on the real car, illustration of the built model on the front, the usual do's, don'ts, if, ands and buts on the front, paint guide over here, how to put the decals on, a parts list with part name. That's interesting. So rather than a parts diagram, we've got a list of the parts from 1 to 92, and it tells you what each one is in 3 languages. That's pretty cool. Okay, so cracking on, starting off in typical American car kit fashion with the engine halves going together, heads and cam covers go on, inlet manifold goes on, belts go on, headers go on. That drops into the front of the chassis and frame. The front and rear suspension goes on there, quite simple. The 2-piece exhaust system goes on, great. Drive shaft goes in, wheels and tyres assembled and fitted. Bulkhead with master cylinder drops into place, radiator air cleaner go on, and you're getting towards most of the mechanical stuff done. Then it's time to do the interior, which has got some separate, what would you call them, handle and armrest pieces. Seats fit together, decals go onto the dash. That goes together with the steering wheel and goes in with the seats. That goes into the painted body. The hood fits in from the inside to enable it to hinge, I expect. That goes onto the frame, which we completed earlier on. And then it's Trim and final assembly. So glazing goes in, yes, chrome rocker panels go on, nose and spoiler goes on, tail and spoiler goes on, that big glass tailgate and the mirrors and T-tops go on there, and we're done. And we then have, thankfully, a nice decal placement guide there which tells us exactly what happens with all the decals, where they go. Yes, so it looks as though, in fact, yes, those red lines do go on the very edge of the wheel rim there, replicating the special equipment that came with the Vette pace car. So there it is, Revell's 1978 Corvette Indy 500 pace car in 1/24th scale. Looking forward to having a go at this one. Not sure whether I'll build it in pace car guise or as a standard edition. Need to see about that. Otherwise, hope you enjoyed that. Thanks very much for watching.